You also shared that going for this postdoc allowed you to learn more about academia. Maybe what are some things that you learned that would be helpful for you to have known before, or some things that you tell people that are going into maybe postdocs or PhDs or just academia in general?
I think, there wasn't anything like specific that I learned. It was more just like the additional years in that environment that was helpful for me because like I said, I was 3 years in my PhD program. It was 2 years in my MPH, so 5 years of grad school in total, but two of those years was MPH, so it wasn't really like it really like an engaged like all in kind of thing. It was just the MPH program, which can vary for a lot of people in terms of how involved you are. So it was additional years of like really being in that academic setting. And like I said, so my T32 was grant writing seminars, professional development seminars, and data analysis seminars. I think that was like the main kind of activities that we did. And it was just really eye-opening to learn about soft money positions. Like Yale School of Medicine is a soft money school. So like everybody in a school of medicine has to obtain grants to fund their salary. And I had known that, like I was aware of that, but I was like kind of like way more in it, I guess, if that makes sense. Like in grad school, I knew that some of my professors came from those institutions and a lot of them would get burnt out and it was just not sustainable. But being in an actual school of medicine and seeing kind of like being working close alongside professors that did have that requirement of them, I could see how much work it really was. And there's nothing against that. Like I think that's a like a great place to be. And I think that I have lots of friends that are going into that and I admire a lot of the faculty that we did work with. It just wasn't a good fit for me personally. And so that was really eye-opening. And yeah, I think, the other thing is that my T32 gave me a lot of grant writing experience because we did have to write a grant from kind of start to finish during the program. And so that was really good practice for me. I had written a grant previously. I did write an F31 mechanism when I was in grad school. And so this was kind of my like second experience with writing a grant. And it was just like reaffirmed to me that I just don't want this to be my livelihood. Like I just cannot, like it's just not a good fit for me. So those are the ways in which it kind of helped me make up my mind about which direction to go in.
Understandable. And I feel like it is that thing where we say like, oh yeah, I want to do this thing. Yeah, I know what all that takes. And then you're actually in the environment where you're getting to see people like one on one dealing with the benefits and the throwbacks, I guess I don't know what the word is, the fallbacks of that, and really seeing like, is this actually what I want to do, and realizing that it mightn't be something. And I'm leaning to it because I didn't realize there was a institutional difference between soft money and hard money. And I could imagine, especially like, let's say you're in a soft money school and you're working on a very niche topic that you're passionate about. It might be much harder for you to get grant funding, and thinking about what that does that look like sustainably, and all of that could really be considerations as you are wanting to do this kind of work. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely you're helping me to think through things that I haven't thought about, and I guess considerations when I'm talking to people who are thinking about PhD programs, and I guess academia in general. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the other piece of it is teaching too. Like I I really value teaching. I love teaching. And so it's just been about me like finding the balance of what I really like to do and what I can kind of how I can make my livelihood work with everything.